at the annual Power of Words exhibition with our 5th graders from MEMS. It's these kids, they're fantastic.
Peyton Sheldon. I did the song Sia by Sia, Never Give Up. It gave the message to people that they should always keep going and to never give up. I like about her that she doesn't really show her face. She usually wears a wig because she doesn't want, like when she's out in public without the wig on, for people to like storm around her with the paparazzi.
Who else are you showing?
Hi, what's your name?
Joe Livingston.
Hi, Joe. What did you decide to do for your project?
I decided to do Muhammad Ali.
What inspires you about him, or what do you like about him?
I like about Muhammad Ali that he's a lot of the time cocky, and I can do that sometimes, but I like him because he's inspirational to me.
Was it hard to do the project? Like, how long did it take you?
It took me like 2 weeks, and then I got some help from my mom.
Yeah, that's good. Moms are good helpers. Yeah. Well, thanks for talking to me.
Say yes, please. Yeah, exactly.
I like how he dunks.
He also, I hear he does a lot of nice things for the community and stuff.
He bought a school in Smoketown.
Wow, that's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Okay. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Jordan Joy.
Hi, Jordan. What did you decide to do your project on?
Well, I did my project on Emma Watson
Yeah.
about her speech at UN Women.
What do you like about her?
Well, she's a feminist and she talks about equal rights, and I believe in that.
Did you learn a lot when you were researching for it? Yeah. What was the best thing you learned about her?
I think that she goes in like places and helps people instead of like just prancing around and being important. She goes out of her way to help people.
She uses her celebrity to do good things. Yeah. Well, thanks so much for talking with me about it. It's a really nice project. What's your name?
My name's Cameron.
Cameron, and what did you do your project on?
I did my project on Stan Lee.
Tell me about it.
Stan Lee is, well, this is from my knowledge, either the co-creator or the creator of Marvel. I chose him because, well, speech is about why he did it, and if people was him, they would be more successful in life. In his speech, he said sometimes too many people don't really do what their heart desires. They try to do something else because they think it's easier to get a job, but it's not.
Or they'll make a lot of money or something, but it's not what they really are good at or want to do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a really good message. Well, thanks for sharing. That's a cool project. Thank you. So, tell me what your name is.
Tanner.
And Tanner, what did you do your project on?
Bright Hopes.
And tell me a little bit about it, why you chose it, what inspires you.
Well, I just went on YouTube and I saw that song, and so I listened to it a couple times, and then I really couldn't think of anything, and then I thought of that, and so it had hopes, and that's just like inspirational in my book.
Yeah, like what's the message of the song? Oh, let's read it.
What's the powerful word?
Hopes.
Hopes, yeah, everybody needs to have that, right? Well, it's a really cool project. Thank you for talking with me about it.
No problem.
Okay,
And they have a race
bye.
plate on.
Do you want to talk like off camera so you're not on camera, but I'll just ask you a question about it? And then no one will even know what you look like. So what's your name?
So my name is Joshua Weiss.
Yes.
Oh, I know. Josh, didn't you come to one of my camps at GNAT?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was fun. So why did you pick Bernie Sanders for your
I picked
project?
Bernie Sanders because I really like him, and I think he's very persistent in what he does. Like, he's 77 years old and he's running for president again.
It's pretty amazing, right?
And yeah, he really believes like about ending poverty, and he's very persistent in ending poverty. What else? Like and making sure nobody's judged.
like nobody should be judged by the way that they look or anything else. And that's something that Bernie agrees with.
I love those thoughts. Those are really great, very inspiring. Well, you did a great project. Thank you for talking with me. Tell me what your name is.
I'm Gabriella Garay.
And what'd you do your project on?
I did Emma Gonzalez.
And why?
Because she's a very powerful speaker, and I really like her a lot.
And she was one of the students down in Parkland?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so what about how she talks about it? She seems like very committed to making...
About the gun laws and how they need to change in this world.
Yeah. So you admire her? Mm-hmm. Yeah. How do you think she's doing? You think grown-ups are listening to her?
Yeah.
You do? Uh-huh. That's good. Well, it's a beautiful project. Let me take a picture of it.
Thank you.
Okay. So tell me your name.
My name is Malayla.
And what did you decide to do your project?
I did Malala.
Malala. Tell me a little bit about her. A lot of people know her, but some people don't.
Yeah. Malala she won the Nobel Peace Prize, and I have her speech for the Nobel Peace Prize of her acceptance speech for when she won. And she won because she just kept fighting for everyone's education and didn't let getting shot in the head stop her. And she got shot in the head, and she's still alive, and she's still fighting people's education. And she's 21 now, and she's still alive.
What's she doing these days, do you know?
I'm not really sure.
Is she still going around the world and sort of talking to people about?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it's a great project. Let me take some pictures of her. A very good inspirational person. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I'm coming over there next. Welcome to the speech part of our exhibition tonight. And these volunteers up here bravely stepped forward and said that they would be happy to create a speech that has a meaningful message, where they have evidence in there so that whenever you guys are listening to it, try to figure out what their main message is. They worked really hard on that. And I know that there's a lot of nerves up here. I'm actually nervous for them. So nice deep breath, okay guys? And this is their order. We're gonna give them some love after their speech. And I'm just good luck, you're gonna do great, okay? All right, triple clap for them. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm going to start you off with a big question. Why are we here? What are we supposed to do on Earth? Well, nobody knows. But humanity is working hard to find out questions that we don't know. But we may find out these questions in the future. But right now, this question just has a bunch of theories. And behind every theory is a mind working hard because, as humans, we work hard to be successful, or even to find out one of the most complicated questions in the world. But most of the people that are successful are the people who work as hard as they can every day to reach their goal. They also treat others with respect and equality. It doesn't matter who you are or where you come from. You can be successful. You can't just sit on the couch all day watching TV and eating chips saying, "Yes, I'm totally going to be successful." You have to work for it, want it so bad you give up sleep for it. Do you want to know something? Louis Armstrong, you know that guy that got famous for playing the trumpet? Or you might know him as the Jazz King. He was born in poverty, or in other words, he grew up poor. Later on, he grew up to be famous and rich. That was all because he worked hard every day. I know what you're thinking. Well, what if we don't want to become a famous trumpet player? Well, yeah. You become anything you like. Maybe you want to be a judge. Well then, that is what you should work hard to become. You don't need to be a singer or an actor or even a famous trumpet player. What success is reaching the goal that you have set for yourself. And trust me, nothing feels better than reaching your goal. Thank you, that is all for me.
Excellent job, Stella.
Don't be too tall.
Okay, let's do it. All right, next up is Peyton Sheldon.
As Robert Sherman once said, words can inspire and words can destroy. Choose yours well. Or in other words, can be great. Words can be great and sometimes they can be hurtful and unkind. Us fifth graders are on the verge of middle school, or some say we are in middle school. I don't know about the other grades, but fifth grade has groups. I'm not going to say anything about the actual groups though. I'm guessing most likely all the adults and the other kids have seen a high school or a middle school movie, right? In those movies, they're the popular kids, the gamers, the nerds, and the weirdos. Usually the popular kids bully the other groups. At our age, sometimes we can be irresponsible with our words. We don't care if they hurt people or make their day. For example, you see a new girl in your class. She has a disease that makes her have a wheelchair. You go to your best friend and say, why is she in a wheelchair? She looks like a grandmother. She overhears you and your friend talking, and the next day she does not come to school. And the next, and the next. Two weeks go by and she still doesn't come to school. How would you feel? The way words have power, in a good way, is instead of bullying her, you can walk up and say, hi, and be your friend. Who knows, you might make a new friend. And remember, use the power of your words in a good way, not a bad. Thank you, and I hope you have a nice night.
Peyton. Next up, we have Gabby.
Hello, my name is Gabriella Garay, and I'm here to talk about how words have an impact on people. I'm sure everyone in this room has been called something that has been disgraceful and has caused negative emotional feelings. People have feelings just like you, and when you use the words such as the N-word, thunder thighs, fat, small, ugly, and retard, these words can create someone to have very low self-esteem. People don't realize how powerful words can be. When you say something really mean to someone, you can never take it back. We should try to give positive affirmations to one another, like telling someone that they look pretty or they are smart. Or it can just be as simple as giving someone a smile. When the Sweethearts and Heroes visited our school, they told us that standing up to a bully was as simple as the ABCs. A away, B buddy, C confront. By doing that, it will make a big difference, not only to the person you help, but it will change you. By that being said, just know that words have an impact on people, and you might be able to change that. Thank you.
Okay. All right, next up we have Malayla.
Like Malala Yousafzai once said, kindness can only be repaid with kindness. It can't be repaid with expressions like thank you and then be forgotten. Tonight I'm going to be talking about bullying. Bullying is when you put someone down physically or emotionally over and over. Have you ever said something mean to someone else, then regretted it? I know I have. So, say what you said was at the end of the day. You can't take it back. The day is over. Then that night, if something bad happens and you never see that person again, you'll probably feel terrible about what you said. Those words were mean and hurtful, and now that's how that person thinks you think of them. That's not what you want, right? So the main message here is don't bully, whether you mean it or you're joking. Because the person you say it to won't know if you mean it or not. Think of how you would feel if you got bullied. Is that how you want your friend to feel? Probably not. In my almost 11 years of life, I have had to learn to not only stick up for myself, but also for others. So next time, think before you speak. And like Mark Twain once said, kindness is the language the deaf can hear and the blind can see. Thank you.
Next up, we have Maya.
My speech is kind of unique. It's about dogs. So, okay. Have you ever rescued a dog or cat? If you have rescued a dog or cat, you could have saved its life. Now do you want to know how dogs and cats get on the street? A lot of dogs and cats get on the street because people don't like them. Also, people can't afford them. Most dogs are on the street because they get pregnant and they don't want the puppies or kittens. Another reason is sometimes dogs become aggressive or mean to their owners when they are not treated well. So now you know how stray dogs get on the street and how we can get on the street. Now I'm going to tell you how we can get them off the street and how we can help. You can help by bringing them to the vet or an animal shelter. You can also help by giving them to someone else instead of putting them on the street. You can also, another thing you can do is just feed them your leftovers, even if the dogs aren't yours. Feed them, don't make them starve. Now I'm going to tell you my story of how I helped a dog. When I was in the Dominican Republic, I saved a dog's life just by feeding it. The dog had only 3 legs. So if you are one of the people who just gives them away, try something else. Like one of the things I mentioned on this. So maybe you can save an animal's life today if you try one of these things. Realize that you can be saving an animal's life by feeding it and taking it to the vet.
Next up, we have Jordan.
The topic for my speech is the golden rule. If you don't know what that is, it's treat others the way you want to be treated. You should do this because if you tell someone to be nice and you aren't nice yourself, then you're a hypocrite, and they most likely won't listen to you. If you don't treat others nicely, it might impact them more than you think. For example, if you called someone weird and they tell the teacher, you'll probably just say it was a joke. But the damage was done, and they probably will not forgive you for a while. And what if they moved away, or what if something happens to them or they moved away, and you never got the chance to reconnect? How would you feel if someone said you were awkward? Bad, right? It just shows that words can be strong and not just actions are powerful. This doesn't mean words are bad either. It can be positive too. For instance, if someone said you're so smart or you look beautiful today, it could make your day. Another example is if you become important in some way and you start pointing out other people's faults, but you become blind to your own imperfections, it can really hurt yourself and others. Now I'd like to end my speech with an anonymous quote that really spoke to me. Take a good look at yourself before you criticize another, for what you see wrong in them will also be a lesson for you.
All right, next up is Lissa.
I'm here to talk about simple acts of kindness and how they can not only make someone stay, but they can make a bully stop bullying or a kid who gets bullied stand up for himself. Think about it. If you get bullied and don't know how to react, then comes along the nicest person you know and says, "You're beautiful." Wouldn't that give you some confidence to stand up for yourself? If you don't like someone, so you think about being mean to them, but they say, "You know what, you're really funny. I think I want to be friends with you." You wouldn't want to be mean to them, would you? You'd probably like to be friends with them. That would make a bully stop bullying, wouldn't it? It doesn't even have to be someone you don't like. It could be your best friend. Let's say you and your best friend just got in a fight and you won't talk to each other. And how about your mom asked you if you want to have a play date, considering that you have one every single day? Wouldn't that remind you that you love each other? That wasn't even meant to be an act of kindness. That just goes to show that one word can make a difference. Simple acts of kindness can change someone's world even if they don't mean much to you. Words have power. Have you ever done a simple act of kindness?
All right, next up we have Harper.
said, when they go low, we go high. That means to stand up to all those horrible bullies. I have faced and seen many bullies myself in my 11 years, but I have learned to stick up for myself. And you should also stand up for yourself. Most bullies are the ones who feel like they're the best, and some other bullies feel so bad about themselves that they take it out on other people. I think the bullies who bully people or say something mean makes them feel good about themselves. But when they actually know how much harm they have done, they can't take it back. It's already out there. You never know how much a person is suffering inside. An example of someone bullying is threatening, shouting, physically fighting. A personal example of bullying I have seen is negative name-calling and cyberbullying. All we can do is start with ourselves. Choose to show kindness, and maybe, just maybe, it will spread. There's a quote that says, no matter how educated, talented, rich, or cool you believe you are, how you treat people ultimately tells all. Who you are is way more important than what you have. Who you are is the way you make others feel about themselves. In a world where anyone can be anything, choose kindness. Choose to change what you see. You don't know what the difference in power words can make. It's just one word that can ruin someone's day. Choose kindness. Be the reason someone else chooses to make an impact on others. Be the influence we want to see more of. Kindness is sort of like a virus. When you're kind to someone, they'll make the kindness spread, and so on. Do you want to spread a good energy or bad energy? Choose the right ones, not the wrong ones. Thank you.
All right. Whew, these are great, aren't they? Okay, next up is Alex.
I've noticed that if you use your emotions in a positive way, it can affect others. I chose this because I saw someone who was having a bad day and I smiled and it changed their day. If you try simple acts of kindness at first, it will start to feel natural. Then every day you can give a kindness act to everyone. This can affect your whole community and boost everyone's morale, or also good behavior. Raise your hand if you've ever been affected in a positive way. You also could be having a bad day and say something mean to someone else and it could ruin their day. Try your best not to bring the whole class down with you. When you're having a bad day, keep the negative energy to yourself. This way you can talk it out with a friend to try and get over what's bringing you down. Someone once said that one kind word or action can change someone's entire day, and I agree. Thanks.
All right, next, last up is Cole.
Hi, I chose the word stupid because I was called stupid a lot at school by other kids in my grade. I also used to call people stupid, but I learned that calling people stupid is mean. The kids I called stupid get mad and won't talk to me for the rest of the day. Calling someone stupid is mean because it's not okay. It's really rude to call someone stupid. When I was younger and kids called me stupid, it made me feel bad. I didn't like it when they would call me stupid. I would tell them to stop and they wouldn't. And then I'd get mad. I didn't want to be friends with the kids that called me stupid. I would tell my teacher and they would tell them to stop. The kids would stop, but sometimes they would do it again. Sometimes when kids would call me stupid, it would make it hard to work. I wanted to ignore them, and they eventually stopped. I would feel bad for saying that to them. I did not realize that calling someone stupid is rude and hurt their feelings. I realized how mean it was by how they reacted. Calling people stupid doesn't make them feel good. I think kids should stop calling other kids stupid. It's rude and not okay. My advice to you is if someone calls you a bad word, just ignore them and be aware of your own words because it can really hurt other people.
Okay, so that concludes our speakers. Didn't they do a fantastic job? They're so nervous, but their meaningful messages, I hope, hit you guys. That's all crafted from them. We had some seniors from BBA give them some coaching about how to present, but they chose that message, they chose those words, and boy, if we could have a lot of those people around here, we'd change the world, right? So all of these students, every 5th grader in here, has realized the power of words, and I really hope you enjoy their projects. It reflects who they are and their passions, and I've learned so much about pop culture and marshmallow and all of these new things. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the night. We'll be here till 6:30. If people can put back their trifolds, that would be wonderful, and thanks again for joining us.